What's the first thing you'd do if you came into stupid money? Decades ago, when the lottery first hit a big number, I think it was 40 million, my brother and I were talking with friends about what we do. Naturally we talked about various supercars. Eventually one friend said, "I don't even know why you'd want a car that goes 200 miles per hour, it's not like you'd ever drive it that fast." My brother said I would. I'd be dead in a week. That's probably what I'd do. I like to think I'd pay off bills, and invest, and just live a good life, but I'm pretty sure I'd do something stupid and fatal. It would probably involve aircraft instead of cars, though. Probably become mostly recluse out of fear of people trying to ruin my life because of that money. I'd try to keep it as quiet as possible, get a lawyer. Then I'd just shop around for solid investment opportunities. I'd put most of it into an SP 500 index fund. I'd buy a nice house somewhere warm, but I'd have to do some traveling first to find the place that was really right for me. But mostly I would try to take care of other people. My family, some friends, some charity etc. I think it would be fun doing nice things for people that don't have much. Pay off all bills. Go get a complete body health checkup and blood work done so you know where you stand with your health. If anything found, then at least you have money to deal with it. Throw out most everything you own and move if the money is that much, as most of it I'd bet is really crappy anyway and almost broken or dented and worn out. Buy one good car or truck for the good things you can do so you look good in public, and buy a crappy car or truck when you need to do crappy work so you do not dent up your good car or truck. Figure out all the legal stuff. Tell no one. Take a trip with my old lady and my dogs. Buy a house in the country. Buy my mom a house. Then, once I'm settled, I send fancy vague invitations to a small group of my closest friends and family, no matter if I haven't seen them in years. Whoever RSVPs I will have picked up in a limo and brought to the airport. Private jet to a destination of my choosing they won't know until we land. After that excursion, I disappear to my country home until I feel like being social again. First thing I do, literally, is pack a suitcase and move into a hotel. I will then sell everything else: house, car, appliances, clothes, furniture, stuff in drawers, stuff in closets, stuff on walls. All those things I bought from Walmart and Kohl's to get by. Then I'd start from scratch and buy a small but well-built condo. Then one chair, carefully chosen. Then one table. Then one bed, again carefully chosen. And so on, getting just what I need but no more. Quality every time, because cost just isn't a constraint. Assuming the normal stuff is excluded like lawyer, estate planning, debt payment. I will do something frivolous like spend thousands on a game and microtransactions. Or, some random positive reinforcement. Someone holds the door, give them a gift card. They have good manners, gift card. Use a turn signal properly, gift card. Kids wearing helmet spiking, gift card. Demonstrate unselfish spatial awareness, gift card. Or buy a shitty house and host some paintball events in it before tearing it down. I'd probably not change much for a long time tbh. Keep going to work for a while. Take crazy holidays and buy some nice stuff. Buy a house and pay off family bills after I have a round table meeting with my house and my wife's house and swear them to secrecy. I'd anonymously send money to my best friends with specific instructions. Then get myself the best investment firm around and make sure I stay rich. Probably just do a lot of educational courses and learn things. I would tell all of my flaky friends that I will give them all the money they can carry, but they can never come back or talk to me again if they take this offer. Then I would create one of those chambers full of $1 bills where you walk inside and you grab as many as you can. Hell, make it 5, 10s and 20s, it will be worth it in the long run. Also, they must sign a non-disclosure agreement or they have to give it all back. Stupid money is 500k to me. So I'd put a healthy down payment on a 300k house, probably 200k, and build my dream garage in the back with a few classics. Having maybe $50,000 left, I'd split that off to my 3 kids for starter funds for a first car and such. Also, it'd still work. People's first reaction is to quit, and I don't think most 6-7 figure individuals quit their jobs when they hit 7 figures. The first thing I do is buy a fully spec'd out 2023 Dodge Challenger Red Eye Jailbreak Black exterior, demonic red interior, Harman Kardon audio, performance spoiler, red exterior badges, chrome fuel door, navigation touchscreen display, real carbon fiber accents, Alcantara steering wheel with red LED, and suede headliner. I know what I want, and I'd need stupid money to get it at an MSRP of $94,000. Pay off the rest of my student loans and any remaining medical debt, take care of my upcoming surgical bills, offer to do the same for my friends, then get a not fancy but reliable car and apply for wildlife jobs literally anywhere I want to because moving won't be an obstacle. Put the rest into savings to live comfortably, and do my wildlife career just for fulfillment instead of to make ends meet. Private island in Polynesia for 6 months while the lawyers figure it all out. 3A675 children London Lem 3 private room 3 infants 0 fits 0 check in 2024 008 checkout 2024 0308 source impressioned P3 1,689,800,762 UTB 7 I pass 1 previous page section name 1000 federated search hit 6 G9 75 F95 05584 C17 A1 EC2 E6.79 EC5. This one, drive into the woods so I'm as far away as possible from another human being and then yell what the fuck at the top of my lungs. Then think about what I am going to do with all that money. Then I'd ask my really closest friends what their dream is and make it come true, like an own gym or recording studio etc. To everyone else I'd be the same, just on vacation more often. Pay off all my debt. Then buy an off-grid cabin with a barn. Renovate the barn to house all our lake toys and be able to charge our electric car. Buy a pontoon. Put a loft in the barn with mad gaming systems for my kids to stay in. Lots of tools for my youngest to be able to tinker or fix everything. Let my dogs run wild. Fuck my husband as often as possible. The end. Retain a good lawyer, place 80 of the money into a high-yield savings fund, use the other 20 to buy a plot of land and a house in the countryside of Japan, build my dream PC setup, find a job as a middle school choir teacher, draft a will and trust funds for my family. Live out the rest of my life in modest means and enjoy financial stability. 1. Hire a financial advisor. 2. Pay off mortgage and miscellaneous small debts. 3. Set aside small amounts in trusts for the kids, set up a fund to tithe to our church. 4. Buy a nice car. Or 2. And one for the wife. And a Jeep. Maybe an old Beetle. 5. Find acreage near Charleston. 6. Build a house. 7. Build 3-car outbuilding. 8. Oh yeah, vacation. Buy Twitter just to piss off certain people. They'll claim Twitter will go out of business almost instantly when I buy it, but then it doesn't. Then they'll move the goalpost so that I made a bad financial decision to buy Twitter. Won't care. We'll just troll them with tweets. They'll get even angrier and yet never leave Twitter. I once read somewhere that somebody would go to a restaurant and tip the staff to send a glass of milk to a random table. Then keep sending glasses of milk but not say who they're from. As the person gets incrementally more pissed off at getting these glasses of milk, increase the tip so the staff refuse to stop. I'd do that. I'd hire John Williams to come hang out with me for about 2 weeks and write a symphony about myself and my family and then release it for free to everyone either that or find a replica of the Ecto-1 and drive around downtown every evening handing out full-size candy bars to adults outside of bars for fun. First I would pay off all my credit card and medical bills. Then I would pay off my car and then I would pay off my house. Then depending on what I had left would determine if I could live off it for the rest of my life without having to work, basically paying myself a salary each month yearly. Pay off my parents' debts. I didn't understand the kind of sacrifices they made for my sister and I when I was younger. The older I get the more I realize they really did set us up as best as they could given their experiences and resources. It'd be nice to repay that in some way. Buy 1,000 acres of land that is half-hour drive from a grocery store in a significant population. Make sure that land is buildable plots, invite my closest friends to build houses on those plots. Then build a private 18-hole golf course for my friends and I to enjoy. Pay off every last debt, eat a really fancy dinner, put together a all-expenses-paid Disney vacation with my kids, and put together trust funds for them enough that they will never financially struggle but will also need to accomplish something with their lives. Breathe. I'd sit down and breathe without the pressure of being sole earner and sole insurance provider for my family for 20 years. I'd breathe not worrying about getting laid off for whatever reason it was this time. And I'd probably sleep in. For the first 2 weeks I'd live like I was in a rap video. Hookers, champagne, jet skis and a giant yacht. After that I would start buying land and houses in beautiful places all over the world. Then I would just house hop with my private jet. I would buy flats for my friends, or pay off their mortgages. They would only need to promise not to tell anyone I did it. Having your own place and not having to devote most of your income to it is such an upgrade to your life, it's ridiculous. Follow this comment from a thread years ago. Hide it in trusts. I would obscure my money so hard that it would be impossible to trace it back to me directly. I will do this because I have shitty family on both sides that would do everything they could to get that money from me, my wife, buy my partner out of his share of our house, renovate it the way I want it rather than how he has insisted, and fill it with a lot more cats. If he wants to argue about it, he knows where the door is end of tether, don't judge me. 1. Invest in houses and hope it's not a Ponzi scheme. 2. Leave the rest of my stupid money around my houses in $1 bills, trying to match the serial number with what a radio contest calls in the hopes of winning more stupid money. On my property, I'd commission an enormous statue of William Dafoe staring crazily towards my asshole neighbor's house so that it would be impossible for them to not see every day. Then I'd buy a house elsewhere and move. Buy a bunch of houses outright so there's no mortgage, rent them out at affordable prices that cover the cost of bills and nothing more. I've been homeless, and if I could help people not be homeless, I absolutely would. Pay off all the debt I have in my house. That's pretty small money, less than $200,000 total including the house. I guess after a car I actually wanted to drive, and go to work knowing I could quit anytime. Make sure my family and as many friends as possible are financially secure, then treat everyone. If I'm still rich after that, then I'd look to get rid of most of it by backing progressive activism in my area. Buy a house with a hangar. Then buy a GA aircraft. Build a runway. Be Weird Airplane millionaire and has their own Diamond or Cirrus way, not as a fleet of Citations or Falcons someone else flies away.